So my video for the week was kind of predicated on the Nuggets losing and being put on the brink of elimination. I had it all ready to go, and then gosh dang, Aaron Gordon had to go and act like a superhero. Still, I was kind of happy in a way, as that putback dunk means we get at least two more games of that awesome Clippers Nuggets series. We're 1 week into the NBA playoffs so far, and while some series have been one-sided as we expected, others have had some wild moments, and 4 games in leave me with no idea who is going to advance. Hopefully, things only get better the deeper we go, but here are the 8 first round playoff series ranked by the entertainment they have provided so far. At number 8, the Thunder and the Grizzlies. So this series is already over, so I won't spend too much time on it. 2 games stood out to me in this series. You had Game 1, which I couldn't stop watching, hoping OKC could break a playoff record for largest victory. Then you had Game 3, which had so many wrinkles. The Grizzlies finally found their rhythm, only for that devastating jaw injury and all the discourse that followed. OKC showed their championship grit, albeit with the other team's morale destroyed after losing their best player. But still, that 29-point comeback has to mean something and say good things about the Thunder's chances going forward. At number 7, the Cavs and the Heat. I think the most interesting thing from this series so far was Darius Garland calling out Tyler Hero. These games have been more background noise for me rather than something drawing in my attention. The Cavs look good, but I don't feel like they've reached their final gear yet. When things get tough for them, the rotation probably shrinks to about 8 guys, and it seems with the amount of talented guys they do have, at least one role player is due for an explosive game. The Heat are 1 game away from being done, but I've enjoyed this stretch from Davion Mitchell. Khalil Ware is one of my favorite young prospects to watch, and it sounds a little crazy to say, but he looks a little Wemby-like. Miami has to decide how far Tyler Hero Bam Adebayo team can go, and the answer to that is probably the 8th seed. At number 6, the Celtics and the Magic. Tatum hurt, Porzingis bloody, Jaylen Brown upset. The Magic have to be a team you just hate playing. Not because they're the best team in the league, but just because of how physical and draining they are. Boston is always good for one loss in a series when they don't shoot well, and in this one, that was Game 3, with the team shooting 9 for 27 from 3. Credit Orlando's defense as well. Maybe they can get one more, but I would expect the Celtics to not have too much issues advancing to the next round. Last year, that Game 7 against Cleveland made me jump off the Franz Wagner train, and if the regular season didn't get you back on, then these first few games should have been enough. Paulo and Franz can only take them so far, but this Magic team will be fun to watch once they get Suggs back and add at least one other established guard who can shoot. At number 5, the Rockets and the Warriors. How good is Steph Curry? LeBron doing what he is doing at 40 has overshadowed what Steph is doing at 37. For all that talk of that 3-point performance against Houston late in the regular season, Steph is doing everything possible to keep this Warriors offense moving, no matter how many guys Houston sends at him to grab him and slow him down. Jimmy Butler getting hurt was a bummer, but I hope he's able to rest up and make it back to this series soon. Jalen Green exploded in Game 2, and when he has it going, he definitely looks like a playoff first option. The bad news for Houston is that in 2 of the 3 games so far, no one on their team has looked like that first option. This team may need to bring in someone that can shoulder a load if Şengün and Green can't be consistent the rest of the way. And we have a Jonathan Kuminga sighting finally. We've had some jawing back and forth, but I would expect with these characters involved that things could get chippy the rest of the way. At number 4, the Pacers and the Bucks. Who had Gary Trent Jr. saving the Bucks season on their playoff bingo card? Milwaukee needs to pull out a win today, or this series is all but over. The Milwaukee team we watched towards the end of the season was a no-show in those first 2 games, but maybe the roar of their home crowd can get them back into it. Dame clearly needs some time to get his conditioning and rhythm back, but I expect him to get stronger as the series goes on. The Pacers look like one of the tightest teams in the league, and maybe have the best chemistry out of anyone remaining. It's pretty much the exact same team as last year that went to the Eastern Conference Finals, just Mathurin is back and healthy this year, and they're playing Thomas Bryant and Jarace Walker to offset the injured Isaiah Jackson, and you almost never see a team straight run it back. We had 2 calm dudes jawing at each other in Game 1, and there's some unresolved beef between these 2 teams. Who's going to point to their wrist when it's all said and done? At number 3, the Lakers and Timberwolves. This may be one of those series where the narrative flips after every single game. After Game 1, it was the Timberwolves are too big and too athletic for the Lakers, not having a real center. Sorry, Jackson Hayes. Game 2, it was all about the defensive adjustments that Los Angeles made, shutting down the Wolves. Game 3, Luka is sick, and even with LeBron James pulling from 30 feet like Steph Curry, the Lakers couldn't win. When Jalen McDaniels plays like he has been playing, Minnesota is going to be tough to beat. He only averaged 12 points per game during the regular season and already has 2 games of 25 points or more in the first 3 games of the series. I remember on that final game of the regular season and all the matchups in the West were yet to be decided, I thought the T-Wolves would be a better matchup for the Lakers than the Warriors. Now, Minnesota is making them look like a very incomplete team, but at the end of the day, if we get 3 more great games from LeBron and Luka, the Lakers can still pull this out. At number 2, the Knicks and Pistons. That 21-0 run by the Knicks in Game 1 may have saved their season. I guess we don't know how they would have reacted in Game 2, but the Pistons completely outplayed them in the first 2 games outside of a 5-minute stretch. The Knicks are definitely the more seasoned team, and it showed especially in crunch time. Game 3, the Pistons looked a little tight in front of their home crowd and were a little out of control. Hopefully they can regroup in Game 4 and even this thing up. Also, Detroit looks ready to fight at any moment, and I know I should be more focused on the basketball aspect of things, but come on, who doesn't love a good old postseason rumble? I said before I think Brunson is around a top 10, definitely top 15 guy in this league, so I don't feel like it's out of line to say, as good as he is, I absolutely hate the way he plays sometimes. If you don't agree with me, just wait till he plays your favorite team in a playoff series. Both teams are trying to get the ball out of the other star players' hands, and unless Brunson or Cade can do something amazing, I think this series gets decided by the others, and I'll take Bridges, Anunoby, and Hart over Beasley, Harris, and Hardaway. At number 1, the Nuggets and the Clippers. No doubt the best series through a week, the Nuggets have won 2 of 3 close games and somehow have taken back home court. I don't know how y'all felt, but maybe Aaron Gordon should have been ejected from that game. This is coming from someone who bet on the Clippers, so I may be a little biased. Jokic has been amazing as always, but he's becoming a little unhinged at times. Maybe just the pressure of trying to carry this team, or maybe it's because he's kind of secretly or not so secretly coaching the Nuggets. The good news for Denver is that the series is tied 2-2, and we haven't even had an awesome Jamal Murray game yet. The Clippers have the defenders to throw him, but maybe he has one of those great games coming in the next 3 in this series. I like what Chris Dunn brought during the regular season, but his shooting in this series has made him almost unplayable, and I think they'll go with Bogey the rest of the way because of what he did during that comeback in Game 4. While the Clippers do have a deep team, a lot of their role players are there for defense, meaning if Kawhi and Harden don't shoot the ball well, they might be in more trouble than we think. Either way this series goes, I don't want to miss another minute of it, even if it's just deciding who gets fed to the Thunder. What's been your favorite series or moment from the playoffs so far? Let me know down in the comments. I think there's a good chance we get 2 or 3 Game 7s in this round, and it's the time of year that just makes me thankful to be a basketball fan. As always, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please consider giving this video a like or subscribing to the channel for more playoff analysis and videos. See you next time.